Hi, Aamena. How are you?
Good, thank you.
That's good. Thank you so much for joining us today. As you know, I'm interviewing a lot of successful business owners in the hair and beauty industries across Australia and New Zealand. So I just thank you so much for coming today and sharing a little bit about your story and your success and your challenges along the way. So can you please tell all of us all about you and your story?
I have an 11-year-old business
Mhm.
located in New Farm in Brisbane.
Yes.
We are skin focused, so we didn't always start out as skin focused. We started out as a full suite beauty salon and slowly morphed into this post COVID, where we felt that there was more need for skin focused salons that were just really good at that particular modality and able to deliver results for clients.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's how we kind of grew into the holistic skin space, and we offer our clients an alternative to Botox and filler.
Excellent. So I would love to know more about that personally. What do you do there?
So all our treatments are based around working positively in the skin. So we don't subscribe to the fact that we need to hurt our skin in order to get it to perform, which is
Right.
the way a lot of other modalities work. So if you look at, for example, chemical peels, we're really destroying the skin to be able to get it to um, activate in a way that will produce more collagen, more elastin. But the studies are already out there. We already know that by damaging the skin, we get short-term results, and long-term, we're actually aging the skin. So we've used our knowledge in this space to look for treatments that, number one, are results driven. Number two, work in synergy with each other because a lot of our treatments build on each other. And we talk about the skin in holistic terms. So we're not just talking about the surface of the skin, we're also looking deeper and further into our overall health to be able to get
Okay.
us those long term results.
Okay, great. So what are some of these treatments? I've probably used everything possible, including Botox and fillers over the years. And I know a lot of women don't want to keep on spending that sort of money, or men. We can't generalize. And I know a lot of people don't want to go under the surgeon's knife. So, yeah, I'm interested in learning a little bit more if we've got 5 more minutes to go through this.
Yeah, sure. By and large, I'm not against filler or Botox. I just feel
No.
like it's been used incorrectly in our industry. So it's definitely there for a specific type of client, your 70-year-olds who have not done any advanced treatments and now suddenly want to do something and don't want to do a facelift. Yeah, by all means, go for it. Have your filler, have your Botox and the rest. However, if you're not regenerating your skin cells, you're not looking after the health of your skin, you're only just going onto a little bit of a hamster wheel and you're just going
Mm.
to be cycling through this hamster wheel and you're not actually going to improve the quality of your skin. The other problem with Botox and filler, which your injector will not tell you about, is that, which we discuss a lot. And if you go to my podcast, you'll find lots and lots of stuff around that topic, where we already know because research is out there. We know that once we inject a muscle with Botox, all we're doing is creating a band-aid solution. So we're freezing that muscle, and that muscle stops. We're preventing it from moving for a number of days or months. The problem with that is that it irons out the crease. That's fair enough. That's what it does. However, our bodies are so intricate in the way they operate that by freezing that muscle, we've actually prevented that exercise from happening in our face. And that is actually preventing that muscle from being used, atrophies that muscle, so it shrinks. And what then happens is that we're doing the opposite to what we're trying to do with anti aging. We're losing volume as opposed to creating volume. So that's what I meant when I said we go onto this hamster wheel because the muscle shrinks, it atrophies, we shrink the volume in our face, the Botox wears off, and we go, oh my God, I look worse than I remember. I'll go and
Mm.
get more Botox, and
That's
the cycle
right.
continues. And so that's why it's a band-aid solution. It's not actually looking at the health of the skin or how we can use other methods to provide an anti-aging treatment that's going to last years or months into your life instead of, just something that's a band-aid. So that's the first thing. The second thing
Love
is
that.
our muscles are actually linked to the rest of our body. So we have the most muscles in our face. They're called muscles of facial expression for a reason. So when we have an emotion and our muscles in our faces contract based on that emotion, our muscles send a signal to the brain that releases the hormone that matches that emotion. And so sadness, empathy, happiness, all of this is linked to the movement of our muscles in our faces. So when we freeze these muscles, we prevent our brain from releasing the endorphins that make us feel the way we're supposed to be feeling. And
Wow.
so we now know that there's a large amount of people that have been saying that, we've been on injectables for a number of years and we don't feel right. And so they've done a study in the UK, and this is what they found is that we're preventing this, the dopamine or the hormones from being released to make us feel the way we're supposed to be feeling.
That
So
makes
by
sense. Mm.
yeah, so by and large, Botox was never meant to be used as an anti-aging treatment, but it's, been sold over the years as an anti-aging treatment,
Mm.
but it's not an anti-aging treatment. And I'm really glad that they brought the laws in to prevent people from exploiting this
The
type of,
industry. Mm.
yeah,
I
yeah.
agree. So, what's the alternatives then, Amina, do you think,
So
or
the
do you
alternatives
offer?
will depend on the client,
Mhm.
and it will depend on what's going on in the client's life. So, and I'll explain why, because it's not just one thing. It's not just what's going on in their life. It's also what they've done to their skin over the years. It's their diet. It's their state of mind. It's a combination of things. And when we treat holistically, we look at all of these things and we say, okay, we can treat what's on the surface. However, there are things going inside your body. For example, inflammation.
Mm.
When cortisol
Huge.
levels increase, inflammation increases. Inflammation leads to pigmentation, hyperpigmentation, melasma, acne. So a lot of what we're seeing presented is due to an internal dysfunction. And although we can treat on the skin, we also have to look a bit deeper and have that conversation with the client for them to understand what their role is in getting their results. So, for the last 50 years or more, we've been sold the idea that, take a magic pill, shove a magic cream on your face, and off you go.
Hmm.
It doesn't work. We need to look at our bodies holistically and what is actually going on and go to the cause of the root of what's causing,
The
because
issue. Mm.
our skin is our body's largest organ. So it's actually talking to us. When the hyperpigmentation or the acne develops on the skin, it's the body's way of saying, hello,
Mm.
something is not right. You need to fix something in your gut, in your hormones, whatever it is. Now, we're not medical professionals. All we do is guide the client and say, look, you're presenting with this acne. We know that it looks like it's hormonal. We can't diagnose, but we can guide the client and say, why don't you go for some blood tests just to see what's going on with your thyroid? Let's just,
Mm.
see where you can take this. Go and see a homeopath, go and see a naturopath, go to your GP, but actually get answers as to what is causing it. And while we treat the skin topically, we can kill two birds with one stone and actually get you thinking about your lifestyle. I had a lady that came in and wanted HIFU on her arms.
Mm.
And when I had a look at her arms, she's had crepey skin, but that crepiness was not caused due to too much skin or skin laxity. She was completely dehydrated. And I said to her, you
Drink more
need
water.
drinking water. That's, epidermal water loss. I could see that straight away on her skin. And she said, oh, you're right. I don't drink any water. So, people will come in wanting certain treatments, and the professional has to be able to determine whether that
Mm.
treatment is right for them or not. And HIFU is brilliant. It's amazing. It works really well when it's done correctly.
And in
Um,
conjunction with a good diet and drinking water and, cutting back on
yeah.
sugar and alcohol and
So we
cleaning the
didn't
gut. Yeah.
we didn't do the HIFU, and I sent her
Mm.
away and said, start dry brushing every day and increase
Okay.
your water intake, and come back to me in a couple of months and let's see if you've had an improvement. So I operate that way, but other clinics will not. They don't want to send that client away to do something else. She did buy product from us in the end because there's a level of trust that's there once you talk straight to someone. And I think that's missing from our industry. Over the years,
Definitely.
what we've seen is a mixture of corporates and coaches who are telling salon owners and managers that they need to work towards KPIs, which is fine. It's fine there for building your goals and trying to achieve things. But I think at the end of the day, we need to be, we need to work with integrity. Otherwise, we just become used car salesmen. People come to us all the time and they say how refreshing it is to speak to people who know skin, understand how to get results, but talk straight. We just say to them, look, what's your budget? What are you willing to spend? This
Yeah.
is what the treatments are. This is what we can do. And we also have memberships and payment plans and things like that to help people.
Excellent.
But
Yeah.
treatments are not cheap, and by cheapening our treatments, we're just cheapening our industry, making it harder for us to keep our doors open. There's nothing wrong with being profitable. There's everything wrong with being dishonest.
But I totally agree with what you're saying. I think if you work with someone and you tell them the truth, you build up that trust and that reputation, and people will come to you. Um, I don't like car salespeople either, and it's just the way it is. I would much rather come to somebody who would tell me the truth and just throw things at me to get KPIs and targets. I don't agree with that. I just think be honest, open and honest with the clients, talk to them about what their needs are and provide a solution. And they're
Yeah.
more than likely going to stay with you and tell others. So I think my next question you've almost answered is what's your recipe for success? And I think you've sort of answered me already, Aamena, with what you've just told me.
I think understanding your brand and your purpose,
Yeah, yeah,
why are we here? What are we trying to do? What are we trying to
yeah.
achieve? If as a salon owner or manager or as a team, if you guys can come up with that understanding, you really know your why and what
Mm,
you're doing each day for every client, and that comes through in your treatments. If
mm,
you really practice with integrity and you want to see people get results, then you naturally tell them the truth. And if you have treatments that stack up, so this is the problem in the industry, we have too many gimmicks out
mm.
there. We have too many treatments that don't work, or you need X amount of sessions to see a result, but you only sold one session, and then you're told after that you need 20 more, that
Yeah,
sort of thing. I don't believe in that. I feel like be honest with the client straight up, and explain to them if it's science based and there's something that has to happen inside your body for you to see results. Well, then explain that to them. People are not stupid.
no,
People
they're
are,
not. They're
yeah,
not. And if you
treatment,
work with their budget as well and just sort of say, okay, what's your budget?
yeah,
And what else do you need to do to achieve these results? For example,
yeah,
your
and
diet.
also be realistic, setting expectations, because some people do come in with unrealistic expectations, and then you really have to set the tone. You have to say, look, when it comes to pigmentation or melasma, there is no treatment that I know of
No,
that you can come in once, one sitting, pay less than $100, and walk out with a result. It does not exist.
no, no.
So just talking straight and saying, look, this is what exists in the marketplace today. This is what you can try. Build out a skin plan for your client, because skin is a living, breathing organ and it needs time. You need to turn those cells over. You need to, wait for the changes to occur, collagen synthesis. All of this takes time. But we live in instant gratification right now. So everybody wants it now and now and now. But once you bring them down to earth and
Mhm.
explain how things work, most people are on board with it because it makes sense.
Yeah. I agree. And it's a bit like going to the gym. You've got a 3-month plan to get to where you want to go, but you've got to dedicate your time and energy. And it's exactly the same with this as well.
I
You've got to
always
look at,
use, sorry, I always use the gym analogy
yeah, me
because,
too.
yeah, people don't look at skin the same way, yet it is the same thing.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
the other thing about the skin is, we have our dermal layers, and then we have our skin's fascia, we have muscle, we have tendons, we have bone, and everything is aging. It's not
Mm,
just the top of your skin. Your skin is not wrapping paper. I keep telling people this.
mm.
It's not wrapping paper that you can just paint over or pull or stretch or let's stop thinking about skin in this way. Skin is directly influenced by your overall health. So if you come in and you're extremely morbidly overweight and you want a high food treatment to lift your skin, if you come to see me, I'm going to have a very, very
Honest.
respectful, honest conversation to you about that because there's only so much that high food can do in terms of lifting that skin because there's so many fat cells sitting around the face, and it's not a fat reduction treatment. So we have to be honest with clients when they're sitting down with us and really break it down into a way that gets them not being too scientific about it, but just getting them to understand, that your skin functions in a certain way and we can only do this much. And if we go outside of how skin likes to work, then it's to the detriment of our skin. There's a lot of treatments out there, and that's I think half the problem is that there's so much out there and people are confused.
Well, it's a little bit overwhelming, Amina. I know I look at every treatment available and I've tried a lot of treatments and it is overwhelming, but I think a lot of people don't understand that it's more than just a treatment. It's like you said before, it's inflammation in the body. It's eating the right foods. It's doing a combination of everything to achieve that effect as well. So probably one of my biggest questions to you as a successful business owner is how do you overcome challenges and stress?
I'm a fixer.
Okay,
I'm solutions orientated. So if
me
I have a
too.
problem, I'll go looking for a solution. Um, so if I come across a barrier to my business, I'll look at it and I'll try to look at it from different angles. I'll try to talk to people that are my mentors, people around me who can see it from a different, because we sit in this bubble and sometimes we can't see the forest for
Outside.
the trees. Yeah. And so sometimes it's good to get another person's perspective from another industry, even to look into
Mm,
our industry to say, well, hang on a second, why wouldn't you do it this way? And you go, oh, I never
mm,
thought of that. So
mm.
it's good to surround yourself with people who are business minded. They don't have to be in our industry. Um,
Sometimes it's best not to because sometimes you can get negativity
yeah,
as well. Sorry to interrupt, but yeah.
no, that you're absolutely right. And the other thing is, I feel like within our industry, we don't have enough. Uh, well, there's two things going on. There's either too many. There is too many coaches. I'm just going to say it because it's something that really gets on my nerves.
I've
There's
got an
too
opinion about that too.
There's
Yes.
too many coaches out there, and all they're doing is just trying to hook you in and keep you forever. They're
Mm,
not very solutions based.
mhm,
They'll give you drips and drabs of things that you can fix, but they really try to hold on to you forever, which
mm,
I don't think is necessary. And
mm,
it's a pet peeve of mine.
mm.
Um, and then on the other hand, we don't have those that are successful and are doing well are not sharing.
Fear-based about sharing their successes.
Yes. Now let me tell
Mm.
you what I think about that. And you could disagree, but this is my
Okay.
outlook on life. Is that when we like the beauty industry? Look, if we look at it 20 years ago, right? We had full suite beauty salons, so they
Mhm.
did everything from facials to tanning to nails to massage. You name it, they did it, right? That was difficult to run and operate because you needed therapists with
A lot
all
of
the skill
knowledge.
required. Exactly. And the training was vast, and the amount of money you put into your staff was a lot, and time and energy and all of that to grow your businesses. As we've progressed, and I think it started about 10 years ago, I could be wrong, but roughly around 10, 12 years ago, we started to see the rise of lash bars, tanning studios, really niching down into kind of sub creating industries
Mm,
within our industries, which at the time was a bit scary, but I actually think it was a good thing, a
mm,
really good thing, because it got
mm,
people to hone down into their skill base and
mhm.
become really good at a few things within a little bit of a sub industry
Yeah.
and deliver something really of really high quality to the customer. So in the end, the customer benefited and our industry, I believe, benefited from that. Now, a lot of because I've now started my own skincare brand, and a lot of salons that I speak to are living in a lot of scarcity.
Mm,
So they're so plagued with the idea that their competition is doing better than them that they can't see further than their noses. And
mm,
I kind of try to get them to look at the other side of that spectrum because when we niche down and we're really good at something, say, for example, it's skin needling, and you are amazing at skin needling, and you may offer regular facials, but skin needling is your focus of your business, and you do really well with it because you're just highly skilled and you've got the right products and you've set yourself up that way. Now, if that's you, why are you worried about the salon down the road that's doing nails,
mm.
that's doing basic facials, that's just churning people in and out? They're not your competition. They will get their client base. Why are you worried about the salon that's offering a $50 micro needling offer?
Mm.
That's not your client. That client is just based on its price. That client is price driven. So that's all they're going to look at. They're not going to look at your skill level. They're not going to look at all the other things that you're offering. So why live in that scarcity? Forget about them. Concentrate on being the best. Concentrate on being an amazing salon for your client base. And those people that are looking for quality will come to you. And that's how the universe works, right? It will send you what you put out. And so if you're living in this scarcity mode, that's what you're going to get.
Aamena, I agree entirely. I've been doing recruitment now for the hair and beauty industries for the last 13, 14 years. And I can see such a pattern of the people that are in a scarcity mindset compared to the salon owners that are very successful in not only finding staff, but retaining them. And the ones that say, Sheryl, there's no one out there and no one wants to work anymore, they create their own destiny. But the others that are
Yeah.
just great leaders and provide a great team environment and they're in their own lane, they're highly successful. And they have
Yeah.
clients coming in, they've got great team members that want to come and work with them. And it's just all about mindset and really staying in your own lane and looking after your team members and your clients. That's
Yeah.
all you have to do.
The other part of that is, and I had a conversation not long ago with the salon owner just a kilometer away from me, and she was a bit iffy about talking to me. It was something unrelated, but she said, "Oh, we're competition." I said, "No, we're not." And she
No.
was kind of silent in the background. I said to her, "I'll explain to you why we're not competition. First of all, we some of our treatments overlap, but not all of them. The majority of our treatments do not overlap. And the other thing is, I have 5 rooms, so and I'm at mostly at capacity. Now, I can't service the whole of Brisbane.
No.
So there's room for all of us. There's room for everyone. But you just have to look at the world differently to understand that concept. It's when you go, oh my God, I need more and I can't get more, and it's because of XYZ. That's when you bring this different world into your life and you start to struggle because you're so concentrated on what's happening outside. You forget about concentrating on what's inside and making that, the focus. So,
I love what you said before. You can't look after everybody in Brisbane.
yeah,
So, why not go to another different salon? Like, you can't look after everyone. That's impossible. It's
yeah,
funny how people do that, isn't it? Why not why not stop thinking of other people as competition and just work on yourself and improving yourself and your services and don't worry about what other people are doing. It's like when I go to yoga, the yoga instructor always says, you're here on your mat. Don't worry about what anyone else is doing. This is just about improving you and your practice. And I think
Yeah.
if we could do that in life, I think that's a beautiful philosophy as well. Like, we're not in competition with anyone. We're on our own journeys, growing our own careers and our own personal and professional development. It's not about anybody else, it's just about us.
But it translates into in other areas of your life as well. So when clients come to us, we often talk about their psychology, like how they're feeling. And it might feel odd to some people, but it actually ties in with skin because depending on how you're feeling, the muscles in your face are going to be moving and contracting and sending signals to the brain to release certain chemicals that make you feel a certain way. And that impacts on the health of your skin. And so, if we know what kind of psychological state our client is in when they come into a treatment, some of our treatments actually put people's bodies into parasympathetic mode, which is then gives the skin, has an impact on the skin. So they actually feel quite a lot better after their treatment. And so understanding how they are before and then after, the common thread that we hear is that people that live in this scarcity mode, this sense of lack, are the ones that are the most stressed and have a lot of cortisol happening in their body, which then triggers inflammation. And so when we can manage that, we actually can manage the health of their overall health
In.
and their skin.
Mm.
So because it's difficult, if you've got somebody coming in for a 1 hour session and we allow 20 minutes for a consultation, sometimes we get talking and we need to explain a lot more because there's so much going on with that client. So we thought to ourselves, why not let's like look outside the box and see how we can help those clients where we're talking about things outside of skin treatments, like your overall health, managing stress, all that sort of stuff, diet, all that.
Exercise,
Yeah. And
mindset.
yeah, so we
Yeah.
decided to do a skin retreat. So we're doing one in 2 weeks' time.
Please in
And
Adelaide, where I live.
it's in Noosa.
Oh, my other favourite part of the world. Oh,
Yeah. So
really? In Noosa, what dates?
it's the 15th to the 17th of November. We've still got a few spots left. So if you're interested, let me know.
I would,
Um,
I'm sort of staying around at the moment only because my daughter's due to have a baby in 2 months, so I'm not game to
oh, no.
go anywhere, but otherwise I would be at this retreat. So how often
Yeah.
do you run the retreats, Amina?
Well, it's the first time we're doing it, and it's a bit of an experiment to see how it goes. We've partnered with a retreat company in Noosa who
Okay,
look after all of the lifestyle stuff. So, diet, there's going to be sound therapy, yoga, Pilates, breath
love
work, a myriad of things. We also have some private chefs there that are going to do a nutrition based
cooking
cooking
skills,
class. Yeah, so just learning how to, up your nutrition, what that means to your overall
preservatives,
health.
taking out preservatives out of your diet as well.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, we already talk in that manner to our clients. So we just thought, why not immerse ourselves over a weekend and really leave with some tools that we can take away with us and bring it into our daily lives. So, like, you leave on Monday and Tuesday, you're home on Tuesday and you start implementing. And that's going to have a direct benefit to your overall health and your skin.
Love it. How much is the retreat and where do we stay if we're interested?
Yeah, so I can send you the link. It is
Okay,
in Noosa North Shore.
okay.
Um, and the retreat company looks after everything. So it works out to about $1,700. It's
It's
all
not
your
bad.
meals are included, all
Is
your
that for
activities are included.
accommodation and meals? Okay, that's great. So you just need to get to Noosa and you're right.
You just turn up.
Turn
Exactly.
up. And it's a tax deduction as well, so because it's a conference. So
Yep. And you
No,
get to
that's
learn all about holistic health and how that improves your skin. And we've got a guest speaker coming. We've got
okay.
quite a number of things happening. So it's going to be a really beautiful weekend, I think.
What a great idea. I will, if you want to send me the link, we'll get it out on all our socials as well for you.
Lovely.
Just email me that as well. And please let me know when the next one is, because I would love to be there. It's right up my alley.
Sure.
All right. Well, I could talk to you all day, Aamena, but I better let you get back to work. Thank
All
you
good.
so much for all of your fantastic inspiration today.
You're welcome.
I've learned a lot, and I know our clients will as well. And, what you said is so important, especially about the competition and, staying true to yourself. And there's a big world out there. We can't look after everybody. So let's just focus on ourselves.
Yeah, absolutely.
All
Thanks for
right.
having me.
That's all right. My pleasure. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.